to the talk tonight. Heavy rains have caused a lot of flood damage in central New York this summer, with another storm hitting last night. So what will it take for these small communities to clean up, and will they need state aid? Alex Dunbar was down there today and is here to share his thoughts on the cleanup efforts there. Just how bad was it?
Well, it depended on where you were. As you saw those pictures in that Walmart parking lot, it was devastating. I mean, you could see cars pushed up against each other. Damage was exceptional there. Just a few blocks away, not as bad.
Very localized.
Really, very localized. You know, I was at the Hangar Theater in Ithaca today, where, they had at one point 8 inches of water in their lobby, 3 feet of water in the parking lot. But you get just, half mile or so away, and, things didn't look that bad. So.
And how difficult, too, for the theater, because I know that they had a big premiere that they were hoping to open for tonight, which looks like it's not going to happen.
Well, Clybourne Park not going to be able to open tonight there. They're going to have to delay that until Saturday night.
Do they think that they'll be up and ready for tomorrow night?
They do. Very fortunately, they had done a renovation of the theater in 2010, and part of that renovation was flood preparation. And they'd kind of sealed in the actual stage and the audience seating area to be able to handle about 8 or 9 inches of rising waters, because they knew they were in a floodplain, and that worked just like it was supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, I was here last night when we started to get these reports of evacuations going on, and the Walmart parking lot flooding up. So we sent our crew down there to check it out. It was just amazing to see. They had an airboat. They were evacuating people from a nursing home and from that Walmart.
Yeah, and it came on so quickly too.
Quickly.
They were saying that the water was actually coming down hillsides, so that all of a sudden, very little time to react. You saw those cars in that Walmart parking lot. They just couldn't get them out fast enough.
Now, Alex, I know that you did some coverage for us when we had the flooding disaster earlier in the summer.
Yeah.
You spent some time in Oneida and elsewhere. How does this compare to that? Because, that was really quite devastating.
That was really more devastating, because you were looking at whole neighborhoods, large, big neighborhoods in Oneida, large chunks of Herkimer and Mohawk that were just devastated, homes off their foundations. And the water also sat there and stayed. The water came in really fast last night in Cortland and Ithaca, but it also started to recede relatively quickly. It hit kind of a peak, I think, in some areas. At the theater, they said they went up to 8 inches in the lobby at one point. By the time they got there this morning at 8 a.m., it was already down to 1.5 inches.
But it just seems like no matter what, no matter which pocket of community these floodwaters have affected now or earlier in the summer, people are tremendously resilient in terms of rebuilding, starting over. Have you gotten that sense from the people that you've been able to meet along the way while covering the floods?
Absolutely. I think there's something about floods. When you see that, you can see the damage, and it just kind of makes people want to say, okay, let me get in there. Let me get in
my
there.
hands dirty.
Let me start cleaning this up. Let me get the water out. Let's see what we have here. And and there's something you can see the work that you need to do, and I think that inspires some people and makes them really want to get in there and make a difference.
Let's go to the iPad, because so many of you have been sharing your pictures of what you saw last night. My goodness, look at this picture.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if a picture speaks 1,000 words. This was uploaded by Casey K. Neville. This was her friend Corey's backyard on Groton Avenue in Cortland. She says across from Pontilio's.
Yeah.
And you can see that car. I mean, it's just buried up to the top of the doors.
Right up to that. Yeah, that's got to be at least 3 feet of water right there.
Yeah, I mean, are these sort of scenes that we were seeing across the area today?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, luckily these waters went right back down so quickly, and by having them come down so quickly and people not being forced out of their homes, you can avoid some of the mold concerns that we had so much of in the Mohawk Valley and in Oneida. But yeah, those pictures are powerful.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at this one uploaded from Mackenzie Mansfield, who was really tremendously helpful last night. Mackenzie was uploading so many pictures to sort of help us tell this story. And you can see those waters were just raging.
Just absolutely, yeah. Incredible.
Alex, thank you for your reporting and for debriefing with us tonight.
Glad to be here.
We appreciate it. Hopefully everybody will dry out soon. Speaking of, let's check in with Wayne to see if you'll see any more wet weather through the weekend. Wayne.